Let us first study the two-level system. Let us consider a two-level system consisting of energy levels E1 and E2, which are populated by N1 and N2 atoms per unit volume respectively. The total number of atoms which are participate in the lasing action is given by N0 equal to N1 plus N2. Let us call it equation number 1. Lasing begins when the population of the level E2 exceeds that of E1. So we know that when the population of this level E1 that is greater than that of E2, that means when this N2 becomes greater than N1, then the lasing starts. And we know that for population inversion condition, we need this N2 must be very greater than N1, and then only the population inversion condition starts. So the threshold population inversion density is given by N threshold. Let us call it N threshold is the threshold population inversion density, and that threshold population inversion density is N threshold is equal to N2 minus N1. Let us call it equation number 2. Threshold population inversion density means when the lasing action begins, right? So it is the threshold value. So if we combine equation 1 and 2, so let us combining equation 1 and 2, so we can write N2 is equal to N0 upon 2 plus N threshold upon 2. That means this N2 is greater than that of N0 by 2. You can see from this above equation that this N2 is greater than that of N0 by 2, because it is sum of N0 by 2 plus N threshold by 2, right? And that means it is greater than that of the number of atoms. So that means more than half of the atoms are at the upper energy level, right? So that means more than half atoms of the total atoms are at upper level. This above condition implies that the lasing can begin at a two-level laser only when more than half of the total population is pumped up to the upper energy level, right? So we will now examine whether the population inversion state can be reached in a two-level laser system. So let us write, let rho of nu be the energy density of the light of frequency nu incident on the system. So it is energy density of incident light, right? The number of atoms per unit volume per unit time which are excited to the upper level are, so the absorption, right? So N absorption is equal to B12 rho of nu into G of nu, N1 is equal to W12 into N1. Let us call it equation number 3. Where this W12 is, where this W12 that we call it, so it is equal to B12 into rho of nu into G of nu. So all these quantities, these three quantities, we are clubbed into one constant and we call it W12, right? So that is W12 into N1. So number of atoms per unit volume per unit time which are excited to the upper level, right? So that means that the number of atoms which are absorbed per unit time per unit volume right? So the number of atoms absorbed. The number of atoms per unit volume per unit time undergoing stimulated emissions from E2 to E1 are. Now these are the number of atoms absorbed. Now the number of atoms that are coming down due to the process of stimulated emission, that number is given by NST is equal to W21 into N2, right? So here also we include some all the quantities into one constant, and that constant we call it W21, right? Since the stimulated emission probability is equal to the absorption probability, that we know that two probabilities are equal, that means B12 is equal to B21, right? So this is absorption probability and this is emission, right? So this is probability for absorption and this is probability for stimulated emission. And we have seen in the Einstein's relations that the two probabilities are equal, right? The two probabilities are equal. That means if these two quantities are equal, that means this W12 must be equal to W21 because the rest of the quantities are same, right? So if we see, the rest of the quantities are same, right? So let us call it equation number 4. While some of the excited atoms at level E2 undergoes stimulated emissions, right? So some of the atoms in the upper energy level that will go to stimulated emissions and some of the others undergo spontaneous emission transitions, right? So not all the atoms they are undergoing the stimulated emission. Some atoms may be falling back due to the spontaneous emission, and which consist of both radiative and non-radiative types. So that spontaneous emission may be radiative or non-radiative again. Therefore, the number of atoms undergoing spontaneous transition from E2 to E1 will be the number of atoms that come from E2 to E1 due to the spontaneous process, and that number will be equal to N spontaneous is equal to A21 plus S21 into N2, which is equal to T21 into N2. Let us call it equation number 5. The rate of change of population of E2 level is given by. Then the rate of change of population E2, so that means dN2 by dt. So rate of change of population of upper level E2 with respect to time. So let us write, which is equal to W12 into N1 minus W21 into N2 minus T21 into N2, right? So this quantity A21 into S21, right, we club into A21. So this A21 we know that it is the spontaneous emission, right? So it is probability of spontaneous emission plus this S21 is there may be some transitions, non-radiative transitions, and we club all these non-radiative transitions into this, right? So we have the radiative or non-radiative transitions, and then we call it this A21 plus S21 is equal to A21, right? Now we know that as W12 is equal to W21, right? Therefore this rate dN2 by dt, we can write it W12 into N1 minus N2 minus T21 into N2, because what we have done, so we have clubbed these two into 1. So these two equations we have clubbed into 1, right? Because this W12 is equal to W21. So let us call it equation number 6. Similarly, the rate of change of population at E1 level is given by dN by dt, dN1 by dt is equal to minus W12 into N1 minus N2 plus T21 into N2. Let us call it equation number 7. In the steady state condition, that means in the case of steady state, in the steady state condition, what we know that two rates are equal, or this dN2 by dt is equal to 0 and this dN1 by dt is also equal to 0. That means no atom, we can say the rate, all the atoms, they are going with the same rate and they are coming with the same rate. That means it is constant, right? So the N2 is remain constant, so dN2 by dt will be equal to 0. Again the N1 remains constant, and we can say that the dN1 by dt is equal to 0, right? The rate of change in population of these two levels is equal to 0 because this is the steady state condition, and therefore we can write this W12 into N1 minus N2 minus T21 into N2 is equal to 0, and we can write, so minus W12 into N1 minus N2 plus, so we are changing the sign, T21 into N2 is equal to 0. Therefore I can write W12 into N1 minus N2 is equal to T21 into N2, or I can write this N1 minus N2 is equal to T21 upon W12 into N2, or I can write this N1 is equal to N2, so I can take this N2 on this side, N2 plus T21 upon W12 into N2. Again this N2 is common, so I can take out this N2, so I can write N2 into 1 plus T21 upon W12, right? Or again I can simplify it, so I can write N2 into W12 plus T21, this is plus sign, divided by W12. So again I can take this N2 on this side, so I can write N1 upon N2 is equal to W12 plus T21 divided by W12, or we generally write this N2 upon N1, right? So we write the population inversion in this case, so we write N2 upon N1, so I can write N2 upon N1 is equal to W12 upon W12 plus T21, right? So this equation you can write like this, right? So this is, so from this equation we can write N2 is less than N1, right? The population of upper level is less than N1 because this W12 must always be less than this quantity, right? So numerator must be less than denominator because W12 must be less than W12 plus T21 because it is, the T21 includes the possibility due to the spontaneous process plus probability of spontaneous process, so that may include some radiative and non-radiative transitions, and that probability we cannot control, right? So that there is finite probability, and we cannot control the process of spontaneous emission from outside, and therefore what we have, this quantity is non-zero, right? So this T21 quantity is non-zero, that means this probability is non-zero, and because of that this W12 must always less than W12 plus T21. That means the numerator is must always less than the numerator, and therefore this N2 upon N2 is always less than N1. So what this implies? So this equation implies that we can never attain a steady state population inversion by optical pumping in a two level system. That means in two level system we cannot attain the state of population inversion. However, there are some exceptions. So in the p-n junction semiconductor, laser is a two level laser where pumping is done by direct electrical pumping. So the laser is a exception in this case. It is because there the direct electrical pumping is used, right? So diode laser is an exception because there direct electrical pumping is used. However, in the case of optical pumping, it is not possible to produce the state of population inversion. It is because this numerator, if you see, is always less than that of the denominator, right? And therefore this n2 upon n1, that will be always less than 1, and because of that we cannot achieve the state of population inversion in the case of two level laser.